everyone, and welcome back to the Walking Dead series by The Verdict's End. I'm your host, Nicole.
I'm Gary.
And today we're talking about The Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 19, entitled Variant. Gary, what'd you think of the episode?
This was an excellent episode. I have nothing bad I can say about this one. We're finally seeing the walkers that we got in Season 1, first couple of episodes.
Yep, and Fear.
And Fear. I was going to say that, and the Fear walkers. When we first started watching Fear, we were saying, damn, these walkers are military crawling under buses.
Right.
They're climbing on buses.
They're actually
fighting back.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that type of walker come into play now. So I'm wondering, are they bringing these walkers into play because these are the walkers? Yeah, these are the walkers we're going to have moving forward.
I thought that as well. We watched Black Summer for the first time, I think, last year. Black Summer, I don't know what station comes on, but it's on Netflix, seasons 1 and 2. I hope they do season 3, but it's a zombie show. Those walkers are scary. They're in between. They're not like the World War Z walkers. Not World War Z. What was that? What was that movie? Is it World War Z with Brad Pitt?
Yeah, I think that's it.
I get that in
no, World War Z is with
I get the movie
Tom Cruise, right?
Tom Cruise. That's what I'm getting mixed up. But what's the one with Brad Pitt then? I thought that was World War Z.
It could be. I don't
because I thought of that one with Tom Cruise that had nothing to do with walkers,
give me one
but aliens.
second, and I'll pull it up.
Okay. Well, as you pull that up, I'm gonna say the Black Summer walkers are scary because they don't know what they're doing, but then they see you do something, they can mimic what you did. So if they see you like climb a bus, they're like, oh, okay, that's how you do it. I'll climb the bus too. But they have to actively see you do it, and I feel like this is sort of in between those walkers, and those walkers are much faster. Those walkers actually are runners.
Yeah, you're right. It was World War Z.
Okay,
yeah.
I know what movie you're thinking of. Immediately what I thought. I'm like, am I saying the wrong movie? Whatever the one he was in and his daughter. Aliens. Yeah, it's something.
I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah, it's too long to look up all the Tom Cruise movies. But all right. But yeah, I thought the episode was great. I love the dialogue. I'm just going to go say it right now. Princess, outstanding. Like every time she's on screen, we haven't seen her at all this second, third half, whatever, these final episodes. So it was great to see her. And she was spitting facts each and every time. We'll get into it with our likes.
She was.
Love the episode.
But you know what? I don't think these walkers right here mimic what you do. I think they remember.
Yeah, because they didn't even have to see anyone climb a fence or anything or whatever. I mean, because did remember, see them climb
in
up
season 1, Morgan said his wife always come back.
Yep, trying to open the door.
Yeah, seen her try to open the door. Mm-hmm. And you know what? After that, the walkers changed. It's like they just became helpless.
Right.
They became easy kills, and I think that's when the show kind of got a little fell off a little bit.
Yeah. But I like they use variant for like so many different things. But in this case, these walkers are different variant. They're the Delta. What is the?
I think these walkers are a different variant, but I also think that they're advancing.
Okay, I was gonna make a COVID joke because they always had the different variants of the COVID. Oh. What was I don't know the last Omicron, and there was like a Delta something. But yeah, these walkers are remembering, and maybe that's what we'll see in the Michonne, Rick, Daryl. I mean, they might pull me back in for seeing these other spinoffs because we haven't been doing that good with all these spinoffs. We did watch Fear for several seasons, even potted on it. We watched several episodes of Tales.
Yeah,
I watched all of season 1 of World Beyond, which was really good. I need to watch season 2. But so they're pulling us back in. If you're a hardcore Walking Dead fan, I definitely can see this variant happening.
This changed the game.
Yeah.
Especially the Walking Dead storylines with this variant. Mm-hmm. Because we had this variant right here with Fear, but the storyline kind of dipped a little bit.
Yeah, it dipped a little bit. They only did it for a few episodes. We only saw it like that season 1.
Yeah, that was season 1.
Yeah, it was just season 1.
It was just season 1 on that also. You're right.
But I like what they're doing here, and this may even lead to us now being able to fear the walkers once again versus having like another villain, a stupid villain or whatever. So
right.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get into it. We'll discuss our likes first, get into dislikes, and then I ain't fair and shit, most likely to die. First, it's a small one, but when they opened the church, I think it was Daryl opened the church to Rosita. I think, or the other way around, whatever the case was, I was like, yeah, they hid in the church because no one would go there. No one would even go look.
No one would think about going to the church to look.
No one thought about it. Even though I thought it was going to be Pastor Gabriel, I'm like, don't tell me Pastor Gabriel is like hiding behind that door or something. That I was confused where we were at first. But yeah, I thought that was kind of funny.
And it's shocking also because why wouldn't they think to look at the church with Pastor Gabriel there?
Yeah, because but Pastor Gabriel...
But they're gathering up everybody from...
that has
Oceanside,
ties.
Hilltop, Alexandria.
But one thing Pastor Gabriel is going to do, and I don't think this is what Ezekiel's doing, because we did see them round him up too, but one thing Pastor Gabriel has done in the past, I don't want to judge him now, but in the past, we have definitely seen him disassociate himself from the group if and when he needs to. And maybe I'm just thinking back when he first went to Alexandria and was like snitching to Diana about them, saying these are bad people, they're horrible, da-da. I know he wouldn't do that, but I feel like his past, you gotta just still remember his past.
But you had to think about it at the time he did that.
Yeah.
To him, these were bad people.
Right. And Coco is his baby, essentially, and he's with Rosita.
So I don't think he would do it again because he's been with our group so long.
Right.
And he's willing to leave with them. So you know he's not trying to disassociate himself with them if he's trying to leave.
That's true.
I was shocked in that because I'm saying, yo, you have a church here. You have a church. You're trying to make a difference. You need to stay.
And this was like the best accommodations he's had since they found him, since we were introduced
to him. And this
is
the best time to make a difference.
Yeah.
While everything's haywire.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what sort of Ezekiel's trying to do. So.
Yeah.
All right, next is Princess when she said, what is the point to this place if good people are put to death? And I think this is the first time she was talking, I think she was talking to Mercer here.
Yeah.
And I like that. Like, what is the point of all of this? And it's kind of, once again, bringing the real world into, I mean, a lot of it just made me think of the real world. But, like, if you think about different things and different setups we have, it's like, why do we keep going through motions if it's going to be horrible? Like, what's the point?
I think this is the best dialogue of the show.
Yes.
Between her and Mercer.
Yep.
And I have something to say about this part, but we have to talk about the next part.
Okay. All right. Well, next, and we'll get to more Princess in a little, but next, is Aaron talking about Eric and how they met and how they were married, but not illegally. I loved him telling Lydia, his backstory, a little bit more about his love story. And even how Eric was asking him out for 6 months, even though I was like, is that a love story or is that harassment? I mean, you shouldn't keep trying to shoot your shot. Like, you shoot your shot once, maybe twice. But for 6 months, every time I see you for 6 months, you're going to be trying to shoot your shot. But I still like the story.
It's kind of crazy you said that. Because most women like when you apply pressure. They always say, well, you know what? People always like it until you do it. Because I be seeing it all the time. Women say, well, do men apply pressure anymore? Are they consistent? Are they, I guess it's something, good to say or good to think of, or I wish this would happen until it happens. Because if it happens, you're like, man, this guy's harassing me. Unless you like the person.
Yeah. Although I'm surprised to hear you say that because I'm a big Twilight fan and you always talk about Edward, how he was harassing Bella and stuff.
Oh, so... no. That was stalking. When you actually follow somebody.
Yeah. He was trying to protect her.
When you actually say, I heard what they thought. I heard what they were thinking.
How can he hear those thoughts and not act on them? He heard what he heard. He can't help what he heard.
He wouldn't have heard it if he wasn't following her. See, it's different between applying pressure and actually, just following somebody home. Because once you follow somebody home, you're no longer Edward. You're the guy off Players Club. I can't think of his name.
Which one from Players Club?
The one who followed her home and said, oh, is this where you live? I think it was Stanley or something.
I don't know. It's been a while.
And he tried to break in her house or try to get in.
Yeah. I was going to say it was the teacher, but the teacher was
Jamie Foxx. It wasn't the teacher. It was her regular. It was Diamond's regular customer.
Okay. Oh, yes. I do remember that scene.
Yeah, he followed her home. He said, oh, is this where you live?
Right.
I always follow you to make sure you get home safe every day. Yeah. But this is the first time I walked up.
Yeah. I thought of You. When you say stalking, I think of the show You, which I only watched 1 or 2 episodes. It was too creepy.
Oh, when you say you think of me, I'm like, we have ever done that.
That's the name of the show. It's called You. He's like a stalker. And I'm like, this is too creepy and real for me. But All right. Next is Max reading Mercer on what they were taught from their dad and talking about how their dad was in the military and how he would be like ashamed. That's what she said. He would be ashamed of you, the way you turned out, which she didn't yell, she didn't scream, she didn't get all like emotional with it. But her statement, along with Princess's statement, I think is going to help change Mercer over next episode. Although I'm going to talk mad shit about him this episode until he proves otherwise. But I really like that scene with her telling him, like, yo, this is not how we were raised, pretty much, is what she was saying.
Yeah. And it's easy to say when you're in well, I guess this is the real world now. But her argument is easier when life was normal.
Simple, yeah.
When it was what it was. But now Mercer is by himself. Not by himself, but you're all he have.
Yeah.
So things are going to change. Back in the days when your father was saying, hey, we got to stand on this, we got to stand on that, the world wasn't ended or didn't come to an end. Now that the world has come to an end, things change a little bit. Now it's time for me to look out for myself and look out for you. And it seems like he's looking out for her first and himself. So I can understand it both ways. Yeah, your father would be disappointed because he's not, standing on what he believed and everything. But right now, it's not the same. It's not the same from when your father was in the army and y'all had that conversation. This is a different world.
Well, I know there are some, like, poetic, probably good, little words for this, but I don't have it. So I'm going to say it the best I can. I was thinking like a little quote or something, but I don't have the quote. But I'll say this, like, you're not measured by what you do when things are easy and good. Like, anybody can give food to somebody else or give money to somebody else when they're doing good. What do you do if you're doing bad? What if you only have 2 apples to your name? Do you help somebody else out, or do you not, because you only have those 2? So it's very easy to do the right things when you're either in a position of power or life is good or this. But it takes a stronger person to do the right things, even. Oh, actually, I thought of a Harry Potter quote. Because Dumbledore told actually Neville, when he stuck up for his friends in the first movie, he was like, it's hard sticking up for your friends or going against your friends or something, like telling people no, that's the wrong thing you're doing. But you not only did it, but you did it to your friends when Neville tried to stop them from leaving the castle first movie. So it's something similar to that. Like, it's easy to do the right thing when everything's good and gravy. But can you do the right thing if you're stuck in a pickle? Can you really do the right thing then? And to me, that's Mercer's not. But he's still not living up to his father's
I think
word.
This is still a different situation. Yeah, these are questions you could ask when everything is normal. Like, yeah, you fed the homeless now, but if you didn't have anything, could you feed them? But this is not the same situation. Now, that question, yeah, when the world was still spinning, people were still alive, things were going on. Yeah, but right now.
Yeah, but I think.
That's not saying I don't agree with his sister and don't agree with Princess, but I also see his point of view.
No, I can definitely see his point of view, and I'm just gonna say it here. I'm gonna talk a lot of shit about Mercer this episode, but at the same time, I'm a hypocrite because I don't know if I'd be doing anything different than what Mercer did.
Right.
At the same time, I'd probably be ashamed of myself for doing the easy thing.
Oh, not me. Not me.
Internally, I'd be like, damn, Nicole, you couldn't have been stronger. But I probably would do what he did, because it takes a strong person to do that. To go against the grain, or to fuck up his perfect life or semi-perfect life or good life compared to the outside. But at the same time, I was just so disappointed. Like, the whole episode, I was just cussing him out in my head. So I'm going to keep that going this episode.
That same energy.
Yeah. I might next week be like, oh my gosh, Mercer's the best. And, whatever. It is what it is. So I have the right to change my opinion from week to week. Now, next one I really loved, and that was when Eugene tried to flex on Daryl. Daryl was not flinching, not once. When Eugene put his fist up, Daryl just looked at him and was like, dude, go. Then go. He said, go ahead. And that's when Eugene was like, sat his ass down and was like, I know you don't think I'm going to go because I'm a coward.
No, he said, you're not going to stop me?
Oh, yeah, you're not going to stop me? He's like, no, or whatever. He's like, because you think I'm a coward. And Daryl really could have been petty in that moment, because I thought he was about to say, yeah, like, exactly. But Daryl is a friend. He's a nice person. And he was like, no, because I know you're smart and you're smart enough not to do this.
You know what? Daryl knows that everybody have to make their own choices.
Yeah.
So that's why he moved to the side, because if Eugene would have left out, yeah, that was his choice to make. Like, I'm not about to sit here and fight you over this right here.
Right.
I mean, we're still trying to get everybody out.
And taking his choice away from him as well.
Right, and taking his choice away from him, because Daryl just went through this.
Did he?
Yeah, with his girl getting killed.
Oh, Leah.
With Leah getting killed. You know, he just went through the same thing. Although it was different because Leah tried to kill him or didn't care if he died.
Mm-hmm. He was on some weird shit.
But, you know, he had feelings for Leah. And everything that went down with that, I'm pretty sure that when he told Eugene to go leave, remember, Leah told him to stay. And he said, I have to leave. You have to go. So I'm thinking that maybe in his mind, he's replaying that, like, you know what, let him make his decision. Whatever he want to do is going to be the best decision for him. Whatever the consequences is, are going to be the consequences. Yeah, are going to be the consequences.
All right, we got a lot of quotes this episode because, as you mentioned, the dialogue was so good. Like, I meant to look up who wrote this episode because they did a really good job. And that leads me to my next dialogue, which is Eugene asking Daryl, and I don't know why I felt this personally, but he was like, do you think people are born brave or do they become it? And while we were watching, you were like, they're born brave. They just learn later to get scared or not be brave.
Yeah, I think people are born brave, and the fear comes later. The fear comes with society. Everything it shows you and teach you.
Or what you learn. Like little babies, little kids. They're running around. They're not thinking about getting hurt.
Yeah, they're not thinking about getting hurt. They're not thinking about if I stick this fork in this socket.
Right. Or I even think, like, when I was younger, I was not scared of roller coasters and all that stuff. And now, like, I don't know, older, I've gotten scared of, I've been scared of roller coasters for like 10 years now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when? I used to not be scared of those things.
And I always tell you stories about it. When I was younger, you know, I'm from Georgia, deep south. When I was younger, we used to go through the woods, find lizards. I mean, we used to just explore, find everything, snapping turtles, anything we get our hands on. We weren't scared. We weren't scared of snakes. I mean, if a snake was out there, that snake was caught. We caught it.
Yeah.
I'm not messing with any of that stuff now.
Right. Yeah, so I liked Eugene bringing this question up to Daryl, and I'm going to say that people are born brave. Like, they're born to do the right thing. They're born to not necessarily do the right thing, but they're born to, like, little kids jumping down the stairs.
But they're born
different things.
Without fear.
Yeah. And I guess I also really like this conversation because as much shit as I talk, I'm, like, closer to Eugene than any other character. I'd be shitting my pants, in the words of Negan. Like, I'd be so scared. I know I would. So it's very easy to just get on here and talk my shit, but I'm not in that. But yeah, so I guess when Eugene said that, I was like, he's talking to me. Like, he knows I'm scared. So yeah. Next, I just have Princess is the loyal friend that everyone deserves, and we'll get more Princess, but she just was killing it this whole episode. But Princess to Ezekiel, she said, maybe this time I deserve more than just the best of a bad situation.
Bars
right there. Like, who wrote this? Like, damn, they had me in my feelings this episode. And this is before she even tells Mercer, like, her backstory, but she's just telling him, like, I've been with guys that I thought were good and this and that, and they end up not being good.
And this might be a contradiction. Yeah, it is, because I said that, I've been saying that they should stay. There's nothing out there but another season to The Walking Dead. Yeah. That's the only thing that's out there is another season or another show of The Walking Dead. In reality, you know, I always say they should stay. Why not? You have medical. You have Halloween, haunted houses and everything. Yeah. Come on now. You don't have any fear in there. So you could deal with a little bit of political issues you have in that little bullshit. But Princess is right. Why accept the best of a bad situation? Mm-hmm. The world has come to an end. It's time to stop accepting bullshit. Yeah. Like I said, I know it's a contradiction. Yeah. But the world's come to an end. I'm not trying to have conversations I don't want to have. Yeah. I'm not trying to go places with you I don't want to go. I'm not trying to do anything I don't want to do right now in the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. I mean, we live in a world, the best of a bad situation. The world is not perfect. Our country's not perfect. Our town's not perfect. But it's a lot better than other people. And it's sort of, when she said that, I was like, damn, we're living in the best of a bad situation. But at the same time...
it depends on how you look at it. I mean, I don't feel like, we're in a bad situation. Or I don't feel like we're in the situation she's talking about.
Yeah, she's not. She's not. But I'm just saying, in general, when you're living on planet Earth, you're living the best of a bad... I mean, the shit's on fire. Like, it's the best of a bad situation. But what I'm going to say is contradictory, too, because in a way, I do feel they should stay. I feel like this is the best. It's better than outside. But at the same time, I get that they've been through too much shit to be scared or being, muzzled, or can't say this about this family because they're the top dogs, or can't do this, or, so I get them saying we've seen true freedom. And yeah, even though we didn't have these luxuries, these conveniences, the medical and all that stuff, we know what true freedom looks like and feels like. And we rather have none of those conveniences and luxuries versus having that in a horrible place.
I don't think they experienced true freedom. Princess may have. She was by herself, alone. But, I mean, you saw how happy she was to get with a group.
Yeah, but our group has felt freedom. They've had moments of freedom. They were at the prison. They were planting. They had a garden. They had pigs. They felt freedom.
Rick told them it was a dictatorship from early on. So maybe some of them experienced the freedom, but not all of them.
Rick had to say what he had to say because they were talking too much shit at that time.
Well, the thing is, there can't be too much freedom in a dangerous situation.
That's true.
So I don't want to say that they had complete freedom, because they had to be aware of their surroundings, aware of different people out there. They like the dibs people, or the cannibals that was eating people. Mm-hmm. So we've always had to be aware of where we were at, our surroundings, and there's always been rules. I mean, if you're talking about freedom that comes within the rules, maybe.
Yeah.
But I can't say that they've had complete freedom.
No, you're right.
I think right now is the freest they ever been.
Yeah, because where is Rosita's baby? Like, obviously the baby's safe somewhere. But she feels comfortable being able to keep that baby at home or wherever it is.
Or the daycare, the school, wherever. This is the most freedom they've had, because now they're not worried about, well, we saw Walker's last episode, but they're not worried about being attacked by a different group, being attacked by walkers. All they got to do is just go work at an ice cream shop
for a couple hours a day. Yeah.
Go on the street, grab a bottle of beer.
Yep.
Wino out.
Right.
Relax.
No, you're right.
I mean, I think this is the freest they've ever been.
Yeah, I mean, definitely if I was in their shoes, I would be picking Commonwealth. I would. I might say something different next week, but I would be picking Commonwealth, I feel.
I mean, it's better than going back to a situation. Like we already said, there's no hilltop. It was a whole bunch of tents and everything. It's not built, so I don't know what Maggie want to go back to. And if you talk about Alexandria, I mean, it was constant danger. I mean, we had wolves. I mean, it was just too much going on. I'd rather be in a place where I don't have to worry about the protection.
Yeah, or taking shifts. They don't have to take shifts.
Yeah, we have people that's assigned to that. I don't have to worry about, like, what's her name? Her brother was a dentist or a doctor.
Yeah, Tony, I think.
Tony. So I don't have to worry about he's doing it now because she snitched on him. But I don't have to worry about doing my profession. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff.
No, you're right.
Just give me a job. Give me something to do. I don't have to worry about being scared. I don't have to worry about being in any danger.
Yeah.
I'm just going to mop these floors right here at this this train station or wherever station it is, the Capitol building, mm-hmm. and take my ass on home.
Yeah, you're right about that. All right, Pamela bringing her zombie son inside Hornsby's cell to either kill him or... I'm not sure what's going on. I do have some dislikes also for this scene, but I actually like that she brought her zombie son, like Sebastian, in.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, because a quick death wouldn't do it justice. If she wanted to kill Hornsby, why do a quick death?
Yeah. I don't think she wanted to kill him, but like Hornsby said, I mean, she's smart. I mean, she's used to this.
Right.
She was meant for this role. She was meant for leadership. I think that was more to scare him. Like, hey, the zombies here. It's just more like to let him know that I'm still in control.
Yeah, especially when he was talking all that shit last week.
You did that stuff. You messed up. Guess what? Now you got to take care of my dead son.
Right.
So you're still taking care of him one way or the other.
Yeah.
Because that's what he was saying. He said, yeah, I looked out for your son. I did this. I had his back. I didn't mean for this to happen. Well, guess what?
She tells us a lot here. She tells us about her awful childhood, the abuse that she went through. And she started this conversation because Mercer was like, hey, it could be worse. And she's like, don't say that. And then she goes on about her story and the abuse that she had, was put on her. And she said it could be worse. Fuck that thinking. And they usually never use the word fuck in Walking Dead. Yeah. So she said it could be better too.
It could be better. And that's one mindset that we got to get rid of. I'm sorry, let me talk to the mic. I just scratched my face. But that's a mindset that we got to get rid of, that, yeah, it's like this, but it could be worse.
Right.
I mean, why don't we speak everything into like a higher vibration, speak into existence? Like, you know what? It could be better.
Yeah.
Let me go get better.
Right.
I deserve better. And there me go contradicting myself again.
Yeah. No, I know I think we're gonna do it the whole episode because.
Yeah, but she's right. I mean, yeah, it could be worse, but I'm gonna leave you with those words.
Right.
I'm gonna say it could be better, and I'm gonna go out and get better.
When she was saying this, like, honestly, I was almost in tears. Like, it was so, just to hear her background, what she came from, and she's so appreciative. She's so humble. And she's like, this is good. Like, but if people are people are getting killed here when they're innocent, if this is happening, y'all hunting people down, nah, this ain't better, though. This is not better than what I had when I was free on the outside with just her pink sweater.
I mean, although that's a lie, because they were getting hunted on the outside also. And it was, more threats, a lot more threat.
Yeah.
I feel what she's saying.
I do too. And especially, like, people who've had humble beginnings, I think it's easier for them to say, like, fuck this. Like, I don't, like, yeah, this is good, but fuck it. Because I've been through worse. And this is different from what she's saying. I've been through worse, but I've been through worse on my own terms, with her being on the outside. She's been through worse, but it was on her own terms. And in this case, she's like, this is the best combination. I think she was like her first time she had her own bed or something, or her own room. Remember a few episodes ago, she told us that.
Yeah.
So we know this is nice for her, but at the same time, she's still willing to give it up. So what?
It's like women.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, because I said I was emotional?
No. Women, if they find something good, they always looking for better.
Whatever. She's not looking for better.
Yeah, if I found this place is pretty good, I have my bed. But if I found this place, I can find better.
No, that's not what she's doing.
That's how some relationships are. Like, this is a pretty good man. I don't like the way he chew. So if I can find him that chews better, if I found him, I can find better.
There's like a little funny TikTok I saw where it's like, this man, he does this. And it's like, but you can go to the next level and that man has that. And then the women just keep going to the next level. Like, oh, but even though that level was perfectly fine, they just keep going to the top level. And then, like, I think the joke was they get to the top level and it's like, oh, there's no man like that exists. But now you've lost all the opportunities of the men that...
Lost every opportunity you had.
Yeah.
And on that level... You're with the rest of the women that kept going to the
next. Kept going to the top, yeah.
Kept saying, yeah, you know what? This is good. This is everything I want. But I can find better.
Right. And then I also thought it was sad when she's like, since she was abused by her stepfather and her stepbrother, and her mom sat by, and did shit. She's like, when I see a man now, when I see men, I see monsters. Long before the monsters came, but she told him, she's like, I don't see you as a monster. I see you as a sucker. And that was just me. But yeah. All right. So let's get into some good quick likes here. The Walker fighting Lydia back.
Yeah.
What? It was almost on the level of when Jesus first came upon the Whisperers, but it's even more crazy because we know those aren't Whisperers. We knew that.
Yeah.
I
mean, I loved it because, that's what we got when we first started watching The Fear.
Mm-hmm.
We got monsters fighting back.
Yeah.
I saw a monster put somebody in a headlock on Fear.
I do remember.
You remember that?
I think they put the son. I forgot his name now. The son in a headlock.
You're like, you get in this headlock. You go get this work.
Right.
So it's good seeing the monsters or the walkers come back like that.
Yeah, definitely. The Matrix level of fighting that Jerry did, and then also sort of Rosita at the end. I'm like, what is this Matrix, like, John Wick? It was like the fast, like, I'm like, okay, they sped it up. Because I'm like, I know Jerry's ass is not that fast, but I loved it. I loved it.
I don't know if because he looked that fast.
No, there is no way Jerry was able to that fast.
Jerry put that work in.
I mean, he killed like 3 walkers in like 2 seconds. I'm like, damn. With a katana. It might have been Michonne's katana. It was like something like a katana.
It was.
So, and then I think they might be setting us up for something. Like when later on Aaron says like, hey, this could be King Jerry or another kingdom. King Jerry.
Yeah.
So.
It could be.
They might give him his own spinoff. Or he might show up in other people's spinoff.
It was like the Renaissance. It had Renaissance on the building.
Yeah.
So I was saying that, I went somewhere when I was younger, the Renaissance Festival. Mm-hmm. And this is how most of the buildings and everything looked when I was there. So, I mean, this could be one of those type areas like what's that place that I took you to before where they had the medieval knights fighting and stuff?
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Is it medieval? Medieval times?
Oh, yeah. That's it.
There you go. That's it.
There you go. But yeah, it's a place like that. Like you could tell maybe they, did some type of arts there. They had shows or whatever. So it looks like a kingdom.
Yeah, I liked it. It actually reminded me, there's a place in San Diego called Old Town. And it reminded me of sort of Old Town. Like, it just gave I like Old Town. It just gives you warm vibes. You just remember your childhood from it. But
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so I thought that's what it reminded me of. The walker picking up the rock, yo. And the walker being super stealth. Like, the walker was quiet. I'm like, I know you're not about to sneak up on Jerry like that. But him picking up the rock. We
saw that from the beginning. When a walker put his hand on the wall.
Yeah.
And it's almost like the walker probably got over.
Yeah.
And waited for the rest of them.
No, the walker got over, scoped the scene out, told them, okay, we got 4. they put their hand up. We got 4 bodies. He climbed the wall. He knew the rest of his people could. It's almost like, I know I keep making movie and TV show references, but on the Planet of the Apes movies, the new ones, when Caesar realizes that he's the smart one, he's like, but he still brings his people with him. You see the plan. He brings other monkeys. He brings other monkeys with him. So this is what that walker did, because he looked like he was like the only one that was like fighting back. It was like one that was like fighting back, And I think he climbed over the wall, scoped out the scene. So he probably watched them while they slept, and then was like, okay, there's 4 of them, or there's 2 sleep. There's 2 more over there keeping watch. Y'all come in quietly, and he like opened the door from inside.
So hopefully they explain it.
Yeah, I would have loved to see how they all got in. Because they obviously didn't all climb that wall. Right.
But hopefully they explain this new variant or this old variant. Because he said he heard of this happening before. Yeah. And we seen it happen. Like I said on season 1 with Morgan. Right. His wife was trying to open the door. So hopefully they explain this variant. Or they just get straight into it. All the walkers turn into this variant. Mm-hmm. All right. Eugene turning himself in.
I didn't like that he was taking the fall, but I thought that it was actually really brave of him, like knowing what the consequences were and saying like, it was almost some Romeo and Juliet shit. Like, if she dies, I'm dying. We gonna be together. So if that means she goes down, I go down. If she goes free, I can go free, but I'm not walking away without her.
Not necessarily. He took the fall because he knew she would walk away without him.
Well, yes.
I think he knows he's gonna die.
And he's okay with that.
He's okay with that because he's going to free her.
Yeah. And I think Eugene probably has like a lot of pent up guilt and stuff like that. Like, he even mentioned last episode to Max, like, you don't know my past. Like, I've done some shady shit. I mean, he didn't say those exact words.
He mentioned it this episode. Okay. When he was talking to Daryl.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He said
the whole time it was like, feel sorry for me.
One thing he was good at was lying. Right. Well, he used another word. Yeah. But then he said, and that means lying. Yeah. And Daryl said, yeah, I figured.
Yeah. And then, of course, that ending with Rosita. I mean, First of all, where's Coco? And then who the hell are these people? Because that was not Dumb and Dumber that killed those people last week. So these look like two men, I think.
Well, it wasn't Dumb and Dumber that killed them because I think Dumb was the guy who was thrown in the cell already dead.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get a good look at him.
Yeah, so she killed one of them.
Yeah.
And threw him in the cell.
So you think Pamela sent them? Pamela just wanted... Why is she trying to fight them?
See, I don't know. I don't know if Pamela sent them. But she could have.
Yeah, just tying up all loose ends.
Because Hornsby told her they're dangerous. He said, this all started with them. In reality, it started with you.
Right.
It started with Hornsby.
He was doing this stuff way before they got there.
If he didn't want... Yeah, he was doing it before they got there. Plus, if he wouldn't have went out there and try to control those three places, bring them in, but not bring them in, like, hey, we'll feed you, but he wanted to be in control over what happened there, then none of this would have happened. So it was all good when he thought he could get control over them.
Right.
And separate himself from her, Pamela. Mm-hmm. But now that you see that, we don't play that, my guy.
Right. And our group hasn't even done much yet. We just were like, we're not going to just do everything you tell us to do. But our group really hasn't even shown them who we really are yet, in my opinion. And
I think they have done everything that was asked for of them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're working their jobs.
They let a lot of shit slide with Rosita, and who else went with Rosita and they almost got trapped in that house? Sebastian sent them there. Rosita and Daryl. Was it? Yeah, Rosita and Daryl. Like, they've let a lot of shit slide to be able to live here. When we know our group could have been killed Hornsby, could have been killed Sebastian if they had wanted. They could have took this place, I think, because it looks like the only people really in charge are Pamela and Hornsby.
Yeah.
And once you kill Pamela, the stormtroopers will fall in line.
I don't think that it's that type of party that the stormtroopers going to fall in line if you kill Pamela.
These stormtroopers are just walking around following any old rules, any old, not rules, but any old, hey, do this orders.
Yeah, so but they're following from a leader standpoint. I think maybe if this was a group on the outside, like the Neganites. Once you kill Negan, the rest may fall in line. Mm-hmm. But this is not that type of group. This group is more organized. It's more political. I think if, like Mercer, like when Pamela was telling Mercer, hey, your sister made a mistake. If we find so-and-so, your sister could go so-and-so, Mercer had, the opportunity to go ahead and take her out right then. I'm like, hold up, don't bring my sister up, pal.
That is actually the next dislike. Because
but
go ahead.
Let me finish.
Uh-huh.
But the only reason he couldn't, because if he did that, it would be no way he could protect his sister, because the whatever the rules, the law, whatever, the word was already put in to take his sister, whatever. So if Mercer would have knocked her off right then and there, Mercer wouldn't have made it out of that room. He wouldn't have been able to protect nobody.
I see you're thinking with a clear and level-headed mind. I was not. I was so disappointed in Mercer in this scene. I even have in my notes, Buster. You're Buster. Because she sat up here and just threatened your sister, who you're doing all this for, quote-unquote, whatever, and you're just going to let her walk up? No. I would have been dead a long time ago, because my mouth definitely would have got me in trouble. But I'm sitting here, this big old man. You're not going to talk to me no kind of way.
The thing is, why kill yourself right away? Why commit suicide when you could be around and you could actually help people? You could help the situation.
Sometimes you got to say fuck it. I don't know.
So I don't have a problem with what he did, because like I said, if he would have took her out right then and there, he would have made out that room. The rest of the stormtroopers would have took him out. And guess what? His sister still wouldn't have been safe.
Yeah. I mean, he could take her out quietly and just left that room. I don't know. I mean, I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. I still didn't like it. All right, next dislike. And that is, why was Aaron insisting that they leave so fast? Like when they saw that the herd was there, and he's like, no, we got to get these supplies. Why?
He wanted to get back to his daughter.
But I would have appreciated some sort of full explanation, because Jerry did ask, what's the rush? And he's like, we need to get these supplies, so we need to hurry. Okay, that's still, what's the rush? You having us now try to lift a freaking wagon to get through the woods.
He told his daughter he was coming back.
Yeah, but if you're that so concerned with your daughter, where you couldn't leave for 24 hours or 48 hours, whatever the case, every time you leave the walls, shit may hit the fan. So even if I plan on leaving for a day, just know it may take 5 days. It may take 10 days.
Well, that's what I said. In the zombie apocalypse, I'm not doing things that I don't want to do. And apparently, Aaron is Aaron. Aaron's a nice guy.
Yeah, of course.
You know, he's going to make the best out of any situation. He's going to help out whoever. I mean, that's how we met him. We met him. He was helping out people.
Right.
So this is what he do. He wanted to make sure they got back to where they needed to get to safely. And he was headed back to his daughter. Now, how crazy everything is right now, you don't want to leave your daughter in there by herself too long. Because the people who's watching your daughter, which is, who's Rosita, Daryl.
Yeah, well, I don't even know.
Well, I'm saying, I'm saying those are the people that's watching his daughter.
Yeah.
They're getting ready to leave. So he's going to do what he got to do and make it back to his daughter.
Yeah, I guess I still didn't even understand why they left. They all should have just left together.
Everybody wasn't leaving, though.
Everyone who's leaving should have left together. Like, he could have waited another day.
Yeah, but they're all going to different places also.
Okay. To me, it was a small group, only 4 people. We should never be leaving the walls with less than, like, 10 of us.
Yeah.
I feel. And 2 of them were kids or teenagers, so... Next, and I debated deleting this dislike because at the same time, I don't want to be insensitive, and I've never been in this situation, of course, so I thought it was stupid, but at the same time, I was like, okay, well, you never been in that situation, so you can't say how she would feel. And that's Lydia, like, telling Aaron, like, the reason why she's not trying to get close to Elijah is because everything that's already happened, and she with Henry, and I'm like, Henry? Like when you were 12? So part of me was just like, what? How did Henry come back up in conversation? Like, were you guys even really dating?
Well, trauma is real.
And that's why I was like, well, Nicole, don't judge because that's trauma. Like, I don't know.
Because her story is no different from
Princess,
yeah. Her story.
Yeah, she went through abuse with her mom.
Right. With her stepfather, stepbrother, all the abuse she went through. And it still holds heavy on her. Yeah. So trauma, you can't judge people's trauma. And her trauma, or the show wrote her trauma in, is her ex-boyfriend dying. She got close to him. He died. He was killed by her mother. Yeah. She's probably, scared to love.
Yeah. And scared, what if I get close to him and he gets killed by somebody because of me or whatever the case. Yeah. Especially when Aaron's walking around talking about whispers. These whispers are back. Well, he says that after the fact. But I was like, man, stop bringing my past, Aaron. If I was Lydia, it's like, stop bringing my people. Right. But yeah, that's why I was like, kind of, after I wrote it down, I meant to delete it, but it was here right now. So, because I was like, I don't know. I can't say for sure. My last dislike, you might have more, but it's a stupid dislike, but it just bugged me. And that's when we come and see Hornsby sitting in his cell. And he's sitting on his knees with his hands tied behind his back. Like, that looks so uncomfortable, so unrealistic. If someone had my hands tied behind my back, I wouldn't be sitting there on my... Like, the floor was hard. Imagine sitting on your knees.
That's probably why he's on his knees.
No, I would sit my bottom where it has cushion.
We saw him sitting on his bottom before.
Okay, I just thought it looked real...
So we saw him sitting on his bottom before. And I think it's more realistic when, when me and you sit on the floor and we playing cards, I'd be like, no, let me go grab some pillows. I try to change positions because you're not going to be sitting your ass on that hard ass brick floor.
Yes, but if you had to pick your knees or the bottom.
But we don't know if it was for a second. I mean, that was just the scene we came in on.
Okay, it was too sceney for me. It was too much.
But we saw the scene before where he was sitting on his butt.
Okay. I was like, they told him just get on your knees for this scene. That's what it screamed to me. Like, come on.
Every 5 minutes, I'm changing position. Every 5 minutes, I'm either standing up. Yeah. You gonna come in? I'm leaning on the wall.
And that might have been more believable if we saw him like adjusting, but he looked comfortable there. Like he had a whole conversation with Pamela on his damn knees, and I'm just like, he's a 40-year-old plus man. No, your knees are not like on that hard ass floor. I just couldn't get over it. I just couldn't stop looking.
I just looked at it as he was trying to adjust.
I want to see the behind the scenes of him getting up, someone helping him up because his knees. Someone helping him up and he's like, damn, that floor is hard. like, can we take a break? But like I said, it was a small petty dislike, but yeah. Any more for you?
No.
All right.
I mean, I didn't have many dislikes. Those dislikes that you named weren't really dislikes to me.
Okay.
Yeah, this was a pretty good episode.
Yeah, it was a really, really good episode. We had way more likes than dislikes. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you would like to be a part of the podcast, we would love to hear from you guys. dead@theverdictsin.com. That's dead@theverdictsin.com. And we'll discuss your feedback on the pod. You can even send in audio and we'll discuss it there. So hit us up via email, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, wherever you find us. So we do have an email today from Chantel. And I believe
Hey, Chantel.
Yeah, hey, Chantel. I believe it's for last week's episode, but let's take a look. Oh, actually, she wrote one for today. So I'm going to do a quick catch-up from last week, and then we'll do this week's episode. Oh, she goes, hey, Clarks and Verdictsin fam. It has been so good to hear from the two of you back in action doing your thing. She said she's sorry she hasn't had a chance to write in. Okay, but she's consolidated the last 2 weeks, so last week and the week before, and going there. Open narration. I really like the opening flashbacks. It's funny because I said the exact opposite last week, and I was going to say it again this week, but I was like, Nicole, you already said it last week. Don't say it again. But, all right, here we go. They're taking us on a journey, reminding us of the important people of the past, good and bad, and some of the themes have driven the story to this point. It's like a love letter to the fans. Also like the decision to have Judith narrate. I used to think this was Carl's story, but since he is gone, I do think it's Judith. And if you think about it, just as much as the motivation used to keep Carl safe, it was keep Judith safe too. Lori gave up her life and begged Maggie to save Judith. Daryl was hell-bent on finding food for Judith after she was born. He didn't want to see her die. Tyrese put himself in danger to save Judith. He left the shack and went into a crowd of walkers when the Terminus guy had his hand on Judith's head. Michonne has saved her. Negan has saved her. She walks around with the hat and the gun. This story is hers. I'm curious how the story will end and where she will be. Who will she end up with if Daryl is off and on the spinoff?
That's a good theory.
Yes.
It makes sense, especially now that she's narrating everything or narrating the beginning.
Yeah. All right, she goes, watch your mouth. I'm loving the use of the word fuck on this show this season. Oh, they've used it before? I just recognized it with Princess this week.
Yeah.
So, she's like, it is my favorite word. I think of it as a Swiss Army knife of the English language and has a lovely home on this show. Poor RJ. My God, they really forgot he exists, don't they?
I forgot he existed.
I know, I forgot. I was like, RJ, who? He is the only sure biological Grimes left on the show, and they tuck him away all of the time. I don't think we saw him when everyone was saying goodbye at the beginning of last episode. I get that Daryl went looking for Judith, and then after the heart-to-heart, he took her to the Founders Day celebration so they could say goodbye to her friends. But maybe RJ would like to go to the festivities. Are we to believe he would rather sit in their apartment reading comic books alone instead of watching wrestling and enjoying all the goings-on? I'm sure Jerry and Nabila have a couple of kids his age he can hang out with. They really need to start putting some respect on his name.
I forgot about it.
Yeah. Yeah, because we did see we saw a quick glimpse of Nabila's kids, Jerry and Nabila's kids last week when everything was going haywire. Yeah, and it would have been nice to see RJ. But he wasn't there when Jerry took him up to safety, when they had to climb up and they were getting away from Dumb and Dumber.
I don't know.
Chantel would know. I can't remember for sure. No, it was just the two girls, I think.
But they're just showing Princess again also.
Yeah.
So I think they're just kind of rotating people out, trying to get the meat of the episodes out.
Right. Although I would love to see the full cast, like everybody all together in one episode, like at the same time. Maybe they'll do it when Rick comes back.
Well, as long as they do it right.
Yeah. It can't be cheesy.
I don't want to see him, for the sake of seeing them.
It's like they be having a council meeting. We're seeing them all there. And then that's when Rick pops up. But how would Rick even know to go there? Michonne has never been there. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see Rick and Michonne this season.
Oh, they can't end it without showing Rick and Michonne. They better not end it without showing Rick and Michonne.
We'll see.
We'll see. All right, Founders Day. I knew shit would hit the fan on Founders Day. Large festivities never go well in this universe. Remember the fair at the Kingdom. Remember Founders Day on World Beyond. Nothing good comes out of large gatherings.
Nothing.
Yeah. All right, she has some randomness. She has 7 points. We're going to go over them quickly. Carol's going to Carol. I cracked up when Daryl looked at her and said, what did you do? Same, we did too. I hope Negan's wife and her stiff wig survive, but if she does, Kelly, Connie, Max, Mercer, or Ezekiel have to die because, well, you know, LOL. Chantel and Tiffany were both on Twitter just making fun of Negan's wife's hair, and I'm glad you said it because I didn't notice her hair, anything wrong with it. But this whole episode, I was like, does Princess have a wig on, and why?
Yeah, she has a wig on.
So
yeah.
I wonder what her hair looks like. What is her hair doing that they didn't want her real hair? Because it looked horrible.
Well, she had to get in character.
But what's her real hair?
Not character.
Because I was like, why they got that bad wig on Princess? I just couldn't stop staring at it.
You gotta think about it. It's still the zombie apocalypse. So they're not gonna want your hair to be too perfect.
Yeah, I gotta look her up. I gotta look the actress up, but
we looked her up, and oh boy,
yeah, she's very
she's very pretty.
Yeah, Rosita really seems at peace. She is calm and caring, and that is why I think Coco and Rosita are going to die. Damn, Coco too. I think they will get Lori's comic death. I heard about it, and it was awful. We have to face facts. We are in for a bloodbath. Some of our people are going to have to die in order for the show to end with a bang, and that makes me sad.
You know what? It doesn't make me sad. I've been waiting for somebody to die for the longest. I've been waiting for somebody of significance to die for like the last 4 seasons.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly thought Jerry or Aaron was going to die. Like, when the rocker picked up the rock, I was like, oh yeah, he's for sure about to kill Jerry. Or Aaron's going to die saving Jerry.
Yeah, it's like The Walking Dead got bold at the beginning. Mm-hmm. And got pretty scary toward the end. Like, nah, well, we can't lose this person. They're a fan favorite.
Yeah, they're a fan favorite.
We can't lose this person because... So they start killing off extras.
Let's just say the name. Ned Stark. He was a fan favorite in season 1. Boom. Game of Thrones.
Oh, Game of Thrones,
just
yeah.
Kill, just like that.
I mean, they kill off everybody.
Yeah, they will kill off. You think they're the main character. They don't care. They will get killed. So, all right. Number 4. Ezekiel also really seems at peace. I half expected him to introduce Carol to a woman when he was explaining that he was going to stay at Commonwealth. He's going to help lead the revolution, and he's going to die. Damn, everybody's going to die. You know what? That'd be real nice. If actually, I thought Ezekiel was going to hit on Princess this episode. But I was like, oh yeah, Princess is messing around with Mercer.
Yeah, I think that's more like a sister.
Okay.
If I want the king,
I would have preferred her to hook up with Ezekiel. Now that we know both characters, you know.
I actually like the Mercer hookup because we see what Mercer's going through now. Like, he's going through what I've been saying. Stay safe. Keep your head down. Just do what you got to do because it's working. I mean, you're not fearing anything. You shouldn't be fearing anything. So just do what you do. But I think Princess is going to make Mercer's character a little better. Might bring him onto the team.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he's going to let Eugene go through with it.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. After the talk from Princess and his sister.
Yeah. Both talks, he's going to definitely step up.
Right.
And this is what this town needs. It needs somebody to step up for it to be fair for as long as it can be fair. Mm-hmm. But like I said before, I mean, it's just society. Society, there's always got to be someone at the top. And there's always got to be people at the bottom.
Right.
I mean, that's just, how it functions.
Number 5, Gabriel's story has come full circle. When we first met him, he was a shady coward who allowed his congregation... Oh, Gabriel. I was thinking congregation. Okay, I'm thinking of Eugene. Congregation to die. Now he's practicing his sermon and worrying about who will be there for his new congregation when he gets home. Will he make it home? And then she goes, are Gabe and Rosita for sure broken up? Oh, I didn't know they were broken up.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Yeah. All right, and then 7, I think Elijah's going to die.
But now we know. So when the writers show us.
Yeah, now we have some inside knowledge.
Yeah, insight.
So, yeah, they broke up.
Y'all hear that, everybody? Spoiler alert.
Spoiler. They're on a break. Okay, 7, I think Elijah's going to die. They focus too much on how affectionate he and Lydia were and how happy she is now. The thing is, I want her to be happy. This girl deserves a happy ending. I really hope I'm wrong about this. Okay, thank you, Chantel. And she has another email, but on this email, she goes, one more thing. You should have people write in on their top 5s, like their top 5 saddest deaths, top 5 episodes, top 5 badasses. It'd be fun to see what people pick.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. Either
we should kind of end
maybe
like that.
Before the last episode, like in between. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then I'm going to read the email from this week now. All right, she goes, Variant. We've all done things so we can still be here. It's interesting that Judas says that because Deanna said it when he tried to betray the group. I'm not sure who he is, unless I'm misreading this. But then she goes, Rick said it to Herschel, and Herschel told Rick could come back from the things he'd done. And Bob told Rick the same thing. So I kind of like what she's saying. Like, you know, even though you've had this checkered past or whatever, you can still come back. And I remember Bob having that conversation with Rick, like, this is just a nightmare. You're going to have to wake up.
Now, this cancel culture.
Yeah, this cancel culture.
Right. Yeah, then once you come back from nothing.
We holding shit against Eugene for shit he's done 10 years ago. Gabriel, I was talking about Gabriel's checkered past.
In fact, when things start getting good, I'm going to call Eugene back out.
Right.
I'm saying, hold up, y'all. Do y'all remember Eugene?
Right. When he was making those bullets for Negan. Oh, and Negan, what you doing here? Now, if we were able to forgive Negan, then we can forgive everybody else. Because I never thought I would be able to, like, look at Negan and like him. So.
Right.
All right, she goes, now Pamela is going to have Mercer bring her Eugene in order to save Max. Will he do it to make sure his sister is still there? And then she goes, okay, she has a lot of different things. So we're changing the subject again with, oh my God, Rosita is in an apartment. Remember A was in the apartment A. Remember A was in the train car terminus and it was painted on Gabe's church. And I think it was in the train car Jadis had Rick in. This isn't good. Oh, she's saying, okay.
Oh, some more insight.
Okay. We never found out what that A meant. And then also, when the little boy, Rick's older girlfriend, her little son wrote an A on Rick's hand. And then and then she mentioned Jadis. I have an A or B or whatever. They are going to have to clean that up because I kind of forgot about that. Why is Jerry along for the ride to Oceanside? Why does he have to go? He has a gang of kids and a wife. Couldn't someone else go? Yeah, I agree.
But Jerry's leaving also, right?
She's talking about Jerry. Are you talking about Aaron now?
No, I'm talking about Jerry.
Oh, like leaving. Yeah, I'm assuming he's leaving with them, yeah. But he left his wife and kids.
Yeah, so maybe he wanted to go ahead to make sure everything was checking out.
Yeah, but if you're leaving because you think that place is unsafe and we may not be able to get out again, it is kind of weird that he left the wife and kids.
See, I don't think they think that the place is unsafe. I think they want to get out because they don't agree with what's going on. And they feel like, hey, like you said, they think they could be freer on the outside. Yeah,
so they might not know that they're in real jeopardy right here.
I don't think they think they're in real jeopardy.
Yeah, because they did leave before Pamela, rounded everybody up.
Yeah.
She goes, Aaron is insisting they keep going. He's going to get Jerry killed. Yeah, I thought the same thing. And then she goes, Rosita looks so unbothered. Oh my God, Coco's name is Socorro. Socorro means help. It's like Coco helped Rosita find peace. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I mean, I just heard it referred to as Coco. So I like that. She goes, I think this is Eugene's final episode. The way the camera focused on him when Pamela said those responsible will face swift and final justice. Well, it's not his final episode because he was alive when we left him.
Yeah.
We'll have to see for next week. She must have been writing this as she watched because she goes, God, now Jerry's hurt. He can't run. Like they told Herschel out there, we always end up running. Oh, Princess's wig is awful too. Why not just let her wear her real hair? Same with Max. Yes, I was just saying that.
Yeah, all of them have bad wigs on.
I wonder, I got to pull her up to see what her hair looks like and why they couldn't let her wear her real hair. Yeah. Unless she has a certain color.
I'm surprised that Commonwealth doesn't have a hairdresser.
Oh, yeah, we should see that.
We should go start one. We should go start a business there.
Start a business there. I mean, if they have ice cream, they should at least have like a hair and nail
who's
salon.
Coming with us? Who's investing in a hair salon with us?
Yes.
At the Commonwealth.
She goes, the callback to Eric. Yeah, she's definitely writing this while she's watching. And then she goes, so Max and Mercer's dad was a general. I did like hearing that information. Meaning Mercer came from a very strong play by the rules. So
discipline.
It does kind of let you know why he's also probably playing by the rules here because when you're in the military, I mean, I'm just assuming you do as you're told. Like, you don't be like, I don't think this is a good idea. No, you don't get to say that.
You can't say that.
Yeah, you do as you're told. So, okay. Thinking about that does put a little perspective into why Mercer's the way he is. Okay, she goes, Eugene just bucked up to Daryl. Nuck if you buck. Hashtag nuck if you buck. And there it is. I should have known his ass wasn't going to go. He wanted Daryl to hold him back. LOL. He was lying. He said lying was his only discernible skill. Tara said that about him after he admitted he wasn't a scientist. She said he wasn't strong, brave, and he couldn't fight. So he's the one skill he did have to get people to protect him. Love the deep.
But, I mean, we've seen changes in him. We've seen he's learned how to fight. He has more than that skill. I don't know whether he's got any skills from reading, but he was able to make the bullets.
Yeah. He knows how to work the radio thing.
Work the radio. He knows how to fix things.
Yeah.
So he has a lot of skills. Lying, I think a lot of people lie to survive. Or would lie to survive.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Or shit, just lying to survive, period.
I mean, people lie to survive in the real world. Not even survive. People just lie to do it. You're definitely going to lie to survive.
You're definitely going to lie to survive because, yeah, some people just lie to lie.
Lie to lie.
Shit, it's a Monday. I'm going to lie about today.
I'm going to lie about randomly. Okay, she goes, what is with Pamela stroking Hornsby's face? I'm glad you brought that up because that scene creeped me out. I was like, what the
weird,
fuck?
Wasn't it?
Yeah, like her, first putting her nasty ass hands all over his mouth and he's all breathing heavily.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? Have they been screwing? And then I thought she actually was jacking him off. Like, I'm not trying to get gross, you guys. But like when she put her hand, I was like, what the fuck?
Well, I saw her put her hand in his pocket.
I thought it was in his pants. I was like, what the hell is Walking Dead doing? And then she pulled out the coin and I'm like, oh. That's not where her hand was. But I thought
that's where your mind went to.
I thought her hands were in his pants. I'm like, what freaky weird shit is this? So, but I thought it and I never wrote it down and then the scene changed, so I didn't even bother writing it down. But I did think that was weird.
I saw her hand go in his pocket.
Okay.
So I didn't think it was going on.
But then her hand and then like him like kissing her ring, but like while she rubbed her hand over his face, I'm like, what the weird hell is this? It was weird.
Yeah, something's changed.
And him breathing like, oh,
yeah,
I know you want me. It's like, what?
I mean, they're trying to tell us something.
Yeah, like maybe
or
they were
switching things up a little bit. So I'm kind of looking forward to see where that goes.
Yeah.
Or exactly what they were trying to say. Because are they screwing? Were they screwing? Is she like what you call it? Dominatrix? What is it called?
Yeah, dominatrix.
And he just like the punishment.
Oh yeah, that's some weird shit. I mean, if that's what they're doing, we don't have time for those games in the zombie apocalypse. We don't have time. Someone can be a furry. We can't do all this shit in the zombie apocalypse.
You have nothing but time if that's what you're into. If that's what you're into, there's nothing but time and opportunity.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Be a furry if you want to. Then, all right. Okay, she has a few more, and I just thought of something, but damn, I think it left my mind as soon as we thought it. It might come back. Okay. All right. She's saying Princess, she was on it. Oh, she got the fuck this week. She was able to say the fuck. And she said this scene was so good. She loved it. She moves on to, they had Jerry have a badass fight scene in the dark. Reminds me of Jesus' death scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought more Lydia fighting the walker. When the walker grabbed the pole or whatever that she had, like she stabbed him with it and he grabbed it, tried to grab it from her. I thought that reminded me of Jesus' scene because the look on Lydia's eyes like, what the fuck? Like, what?
Yeah, because was it only one walker that was doing all that?
That's what I feel. It was only that one walker.
So you think that one walker climbed the gate
and let everybody else in?
Mm-hmm.
He's the Caesar. He's the Caesar of the. So he just needs to give them the medicine so they can become like him.
So we definitely need a book of rules.
Yeah.
Like which walkers do this, which walkers do that.
Yeah, all the different variants.
Yeah.
All the different walkers. Because Aaron kind of alluded to it. He's like, yeah, we got the walkers and the lurkers. I'm like, wait, I thought those were the same thing.
Well, Aaron he said he heard stories of the past.
Yeah.
People were telling him and he thought they were just stories because he never ran into any walkers. But we knew they weren't stories.
Yeah, no, but Aaron was like, we got the walkers and the lookers and then now this. So he made it sound like walkers/lookers were two different types of walkers. So I was like, in this, you made it like I thought walkers, lurkers was just the descriptions of how you describe them. But the way he said it, I took it now as he was calling three different things.
Okay.
Walkers, lurkers.
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
Okay.
I didn't catch that scene.
All right. And she goes, I have a theory that I forgot to mention in the other email. Remember when Lance told Pamela that he had connections and things in place that she wasn't privy to, so she actually needed him? It was right after Daryl handed him over to her. What if part of his things in place is a relationship with the Civic Republic? Based on how they are in World Beyond, it makes no sense that they wouldn't know of the Commonwealth's existence. And doesn't the CR maybe have Rick? Hornsby could tie all this together. Yeah, so the Civic Republic is from World Beyond. We learn of that group. They're like organized, military, political. They're more organized than the stormtroopers, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know, that's a good theory, but I hate that because I hate when the shows do that. Like in the CW, they do that when they tie all the shows in, they cross over, and now you have to watch that show to watch that one to watch that one. You shouldn't have to watch all these different shows to get what's going on. So if someone doesn't want to do World Beyond, that's their prerogative. They shouldn't have to. I mean, well, you don't have to do any of it. You don't have to watch any of it. But I'm just saying they shouldn't make it to where you have to, you know?
Yeah, just see what's going on.
Yeah, like it's cool. It all ties together. But, you know, we have all the, like, the Chicago Med, the Chicago Police, Chicago
I think it's
Fire.
cool that it ties together because even if someone don't watch it now, if they go back and watch it later, like there's plenty of shows that we didn't watch when they first came on.
Yeah.
And somehow later on we said, you know what, let me try this. And we have a lot better understanding of that show because we watched this. Like, what's the new Game of Thrones? House of Dragons?
Yeah, House of Dragons.
Like House of Dragons. Now we have a better understanding because
of this compared to when we did Game of Thrones. Because,
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that is a good theory there, Chantel.
It is.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for writing in, and we did hear from Dark Mark.
Oh yeah,
white guy listening, and he wrote us on Facebook, and he's still listening, so we appreciate it. Shout out to you.
We appreciate you, Dark Mark.
And we'd love to hear from the rest of you guys. So hit us up, Dead at the Verdict's End, or on Twitter, Facebook, wherever you can find us. So, and any email you have from us as well, we'll read additional. We'll check different email boxes. All right, Gary. So, I Ain't Fearing Shit and Most Likely to Die. Who do you have for I Ain't Fearing Shit?
I Ain't Fearing Shit is a tough one. So we didn't get too much not to fear shit about.
Let me give you a couple suggestions.
I would probably have to go with Jerry. I think Jerry was a fearing shit this episode. We seen, I mean, he just had a level mind, a level head the whole episode. Mm-hmm. Like when they saw the walkers, Jerry was like, hey, we can just stop here and make camp. You know, he wasn't in a rush to go any further. Plus, although he hurt his leg when shit popped off,
he still got up and fight.
He still up and he fought. Mm-hmm. He didn't. It wasn't no half fighting. Jerry went out there and did his thing. So I'm gonna say Jerry, and I mean it's almost like tied with Aaron, Aaron, but I'm gonna go with Jerry because he was hurt, so I give him the edge.
All right. Jerry is an awesome character. I could see myself being friends with someone like him because, like, when shit hits the fan, he's never in a bad mood. Like, you know, oh no, there's a herd. Okay, we'll stop here. I can make some food. Like, you know, he's just always like he keeps
a level head,
positive. He makes the best out of bad situations. So I think that was a good one. I'm gonna actually give it to your honorable mention, which was Aaron. I thought Aaron, even though I did not agree with his decision to keep going, and maybe we'll see more, because I still don't see why he was in such a rut. If you felt that strong, stay home. But either way, I thought out there, he still kept a level head. He still didn't freak out. He let everybody else get up and, you know, climb up to the roof, and himself last, which he easily could have got taken in. He saved Jerry. And he's like killing that whisper walker. You damn whispers! What are you doing back? I thought Aaron did just a really good job.
Yeah,
and of course, he's probably in my top 5 characters, my favorite characters. So, if not even the top 3, honestly.
Damn, that's pretty high.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do those top 5s that Chantel suggested.
Yeah, I think he would probably be in my top 10.
Top 10.
Top 10, yeah.
Nah, he's definitely my top 5.
Of characters of all time?
Okay. Well, all time, yeah. All right, we're going to have to figure out when we're going to do these top 5s, because that means, I mean, we've rewatched the show a million times, but we'll have to really think of all the characters and all the moments.
Yeah.
All right, most likely to die.
I'm going to say Hornsby. I don't think he's going to survive with a walker in there with him. And although I think they tied the walker up.
Yeah, Sebastian looks sort of still tied up when they left.
Yeah, he seems like he's still.
Because when they left, we didn't see his walker zombie walking around. He was like still tied up.
Right.
But the other walker, or the other person they have dead, is gonna die.
Well, he's dead. He's shot in the head.
Okay. Well, I mean, he's gonna wake up. Oh, he's not gonna wake up as a walker then?
No.
Oh, so when Pamela said he's still warm, she meant
feed him. That's who she wanted him to feed.
Okay, she's showing some weird shit. They always make these villains do some weird
that's
stuff.
what I was saying, that I'm glad that she did that, or that was just, it was hardcore. It lets you know that she still had the upper hand. She said, here, I'm putting him in there. Since you did this to him, you're going to take care of him. Go ahead and feed him.
Okay, I mean, as long as she doesn't keep Sebastian around like how the governor was doing with his daughter and other weird shit.
You never know.
They're gone.
I don't think she thinks he's going to come back, but, I mean, this is a good mind fuck. Now Hornsby got to take care of the guy. Like, he got to make sure he eat. So let's see if Pamela keeps supplying the food.
Okay. That'd be weird. That's where she gave him a knife. I don't know.
So who you got? I think she gave him a knife to cut the guy up.
Ew, you think so?
Like, cut him up, maybe cut an arm off of him. Because the rules were not to kill her son. The rules was feed him. Make sure he eats.
And then what was it then when she told I didn't really like the fake out, because she told the stormtrooper when he woke up, take care of it.
Yeah.
So what was he taking care of exactly? He was already tied down.
Yeah, that was a fake out.
You know? But my most likely to die, I said Aaron last week, and I'm so glad he didn't die. And I would really hate for him to die, which is why I still am going to say Aaron again this week.
So you'll kill him off in your head again this week?
Yeah, I mean, because it would just be so sad. So I'm trying to think what death would make me so sad. And Aaron's would. He's been through they've all been through so much. None of them deserve to die. Hopefully they all live. But
I guess I see what you're saying. Like, what death would make us sad that's not a part of the people that's on the spinoff?
Yeah.
But we really don't. We know who's on the spinoff, but we don't know who
else is going to be on the spinoff.
The co-characters.
Yeah. Well, they might bring new people along, but I don't know. I mean, Jerry's death would be sad too. He's such a positive person, and he has those babies at home. And not saying your life only has value when you have little babies, but Aaron would be really sad. Yeah.
Okay.
That is all we got. We will be back next week for another episode. I will throw out my small YouTube channel once again. Check it out. It's very small. And I have a very, very even smaller, tiny TikTok, about 5 followers. So follow me there on TikTok as well. Nicole Clark, I think, is my TikTok name. So, all right. Well, that is all. Until next week, I'm Nicole.
I'm Gary.
Bye.